did you meet Ryan and them from Delistatus? Like, how did you get a part of Delistatus?
So I actually...
111, welcome to the Beautiful Day podcast. We got one of my good homies. How long have we known each other for?
It's been some years now. It's been probably like 6 or 7 years, I imagine.
Damn, nigga, I got a lot of friends I know for a minute. But Spencer, okay, he told me how to say his last name earlier, and I've always been saying your motherfucking last name wrong, but can you say it for me?
Semien.
Semien.
Yeah.
I've been calling this nigga Spencer Semien.
Everybody has. You know, that's super common.
That's just fucked up.
Yeah, I don't even get bothered by it. It's whatever. I remember in high school that's really what like kind of made me not care anymore. They like I got a referral or something, and they like called me down to the office and they said Spencer Semien over the intercom, and I was just like, fuck, whatever.
That's fucked up. So people just kept teasing you and shit?
No, not teasing me, but just like, I mean, there's only so long that's like, I mean, it was never original, but there's like only so many times that it's like, all right, like, so it's whatever. Like, I just sort of embrace it now.
Yeah, well, I apologize for calling you Seaman as your last name for this
good.
long. I know people was probably looking at me like, his last name is what? But anyways, where are you from?
I'm from Aurora, Colorado originally.
Where the fuck is that at? Well,
So,
obviously it's in Colorado, but...
Aurora is a suburb of Denver. Honestly, a super cool place. You know, I didn't really realize like how beautiful that place was until I went back and like visited my old neighborhood and stuff like a couple of years ago with my fiance. And yeah, I really do like my hometown.
Is it good skate spots out there and shit?
Kind of. Aurora, there's some gems in Aurora, but Denver, there's a lot of spots in Denver. Aurora's not too far from Denver.
Oh, okay.
But Aurora is just a really chill place to live, especially where I was at, you know? Like during the summer, everything is green. I lived like in front of like a field, like a green belt.
Okay.
And I lived there, so I was just used to it. But when I went back and visited, I was like, man, this is beautiful. Like I should have like appreciated this more when I lived here.
Yeah. Fuck, nigga, I ain't never been there before. But I heard they got that fucking airport over there, that Denver airport, that weird shit.
Oh yeah.
What do you know about this? Is that legit? Like on some creepy
yeah,
shit?
there's like some definitely interesting shit going on in there. Some stuff that doesn't really make sense. I mean, if you've watched the YouTube videos, it's like pretty like spot on that stuff exists. Like the big horse or whatever that looks crazy when you like drive into the airport, that's definitely there.
Hell no.
Yeah, it's a cool airport though, honestly. Like it's actually like a really big airport, like for like the size of Denver, you know? Like it's a big airport.
Damn. So when did you start skating?
I was a kid. I don't really know what age anymore, but it's been years. Maybe like, I think I got my first skateboard maybe when I was like 4 years old or something like that. And I don't know, I fell in love with it like pretty quickly, I'd say.
How is it skating out there though? Is it like, it be snowing and shit out there?
Yeah, it does. But the thing about Colorado is cool because it does get cold. The winters like do get kind of hectic sometimes, but you'll have like a lot of days during the winter where it's like it'll be like December, but you'll get like a 45-degree day, and 45 degrees in Colorado, since it's so dry, feels like 70 here almost. Like when it's 45, 50 degrees, you'll be skating in a t-shirt typically because there's no humidity.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So what are some struggles you dealt with skating out there? Is there any gang shit out there or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, there's a little bit of it, you know. It's definitely not anywhere near what it's like out here. You know, when I moved here, like I had to like, a lot of the people that I skated with were like around like people that were affiliated and shit. So like I had to like get hip like pretty quick to what was going on. Cause I remember like, we'll get back to the original question in a second. I remember like being in certain areas and I would just like say shit that I'd normally say, and they'd be like, bro, you don't say that shit over here. Like we're going to fuck around and get shot. I was like,
what would you say?
I was like, what? I mean, I don't want to go into specifics because I don't want to like be unintentionally dissing anybody, but just like normal phrases, you know, like shit that you say like on a day-to-day basis, but in some areas it just doesn't fly. There's not really any of that in Colorado, you know, like there's no like I've never been pressed for like wearing a hat. A lot of my homies have been pressed out here for like wearing different hats and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a big thing out here, which is dumb as fuck, but
I mean, it is what it is, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if you're somewhere, you sort of have to just respect the rules and regulations of where you're at, you know?
Yeah.
Luckily, where I'm from, I was never really exposed to any of that, you know? Like, I would run into somebody drunk here and there while we were skating. Like, they would be drunk, and they would, like, talk about I'm from such and such, whatever, and I'd be like, all right, man, cool. Like,
Congratulations.
yeah,
nigga.
we'd be like, we're just skating over here, you know? It's chill. And, like, I don't know. That's usually, like, kind of, like, trying to, like, bait somebody into, like, just some sort of bullshit or altercation. But I don't know. I try to steer clear all that stuff. But
that's good.
struggles in Colorado, like skating, mostly just the weather, you know? And again, it wasn't even that bad, you know? Like, during the winter for several years, we didn't have an indoor park. We had an indoor park, and then we didn't have an indoor park, and then we had an indoor park again. Yeah.
Kept closing down or something?
No, there was just like there was one that was open. It was like a Woodward branded skate park that was so fun, and like I went there when I was in high school, like a bunch during the winter, and then that closed down. And then I think there was another park called Grindwell. I want to say it was called. It was a long time ago. And like I would go there sometimes. That was in Castle Rock, Colorado, I want to say. And then that closed down, and then there was no indoor park. And then when there was no indoor park, you know, like if it was cold, we would just skate in the cold, you know, like weird. I think there was like a day we skated like an 11 stair when it was like 7 or 8 degrees outside. It was,
what the fuck?
Yeah. It was,
So when it's that cold and you're skating, what are you wearing?
that session specifically, I know that I had on like grenade snowboard gloves and, like a bape jacket. It was fake. I bought this like fake bape jacket and I was so hyped on it, and then I found out it was fake.
You didn't know at first?
No, because I've never really been I've never really super been into clothes or anything. I just saw this like bape zip all the way up hoodie at Burlington, and I was like,
oh, nigga was at Burlington.
yeah, well, I mean, I didn't know, you know, I was a kid.
I wouldn't have known.
But yeah, like, no, I had those gloves on, that hoodie, and then another hoodie on underneath it. 2 pairs of socks, I want to say.
Damn.
That was a brutal, like, session. Like, every time you'd hit the ground, you'd feel like porcelain, like you're just gonna shatter.
That's
but
fucking dedication, nigga. What the fuck? I could have never did that at
I mean,
all.
we didn't really have anything else to do, so it was like this or like, I mean, I never got into like smoking or anything, so like, what if I'm just gonna skate and probably just be at the crib eating food, so I might as well go skate if I can, you know. But and if it was snowing and stuff, there was like a parking garage in Cherry Creek that we would go to all the time. Cherry Creek, Colorado, that's like a subset of Denver, I guess you could say. We'd skate there during the winter. That was a lot of fun. That was some good memories in that parking garage. That place is fun.
Hell yeah.
And then there was like a skate church that recently, or not super recently, but it turned into a company called Curbside, and it's super sick, you know. The last couple times I visited Colorado, like it's usually cold or snowing, so I go there, and it's like a super fun park.
That should sound familiar.
Yeah, it's like...
Are they popping like that?
I mean, in Colorado for sure. Like, people go there. It's like, it's a very good skate park.
Well, fuck, damn. Shit. Well, did your parents support your skating at all?
Yeah, definitely. My mom was like incredibly supportive. My mom and my grandparents both. Specifically my mom, she was just sort of like, just wanted to see me doing something that I enjoyed, you know, and she saw that like I gravitated towards skateboarding at a young age, and there weren't too many people around me that had developed a passion that early. So she was stoked, you know, I'd say. She, I mean, there was a period of time where like we went through like serious financial hardship, and it was difficult for her to support my skating like financially, but she was always there, you know. She was always like, she for sure like believed in me. Like I don't even think I believed in me as much as she believed in me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, she's one of the most incredible women on the planet, my mom.
I love that. So obviously there hasn't been times, I mean, there's been some times where she couldn't buy you skateboards because you say y'all was struggling financially sometimes. How did you get skateboards then? The homies would give it to you, or?
No, my grandparents were also super supportive. So, and they also I feel like took notice that I really enjoyed skating. Like, it was literally all I did. It's basically still all I do. I mean, I have a few hobbies now, but I think that everybody around me, like, guardian wise, was just kind of happy to see that I was excited about doing something and doing it so consistently. And it wasn't something that was like incredibly expensive. You know, skating is expensive, but like there's other hobbies that like kids that I was around had that were like significantly more expensive. You know, like,
like snowboarding and
yeah,
hockey
snowboarding
and shit,
is a super big example. I remember I used to snowboard a bit, but it's just too expensive, you know? Like,
I bet.
you buy a season pass for $500, and then I didn't have a car, so like I couldn't get to the mountain I couldn't get to the mountain often, so like it wasn't paying itself off.
Damn.
So then the next season, like I would just buy lift tickets, and it was like $120 a lift ticket depending on where you were going, and it was, I don't know, it was a nightmare. It was expensive, and skating was like way like cheaper than doing that. You know, I feel like if we would have had more money, I probably would have been snowboarding a lot, like a ton, definitely.
That's crazy to think about. Yeah. So growing up skating, who was your favorite skaters? Who were your inspirations?
I'm gonna say Wade DeSarmo was like my number one. I mean, he's still one of my favorite skaters, but that was like the dude who I really looked up to. I watched his part in the KO video, It's Official, and I wanted to look like that. But I found out I can't look like that. You know, it doesn't work. You know, like he's super smooth the way that he skates and like extremely technical, and it just doesn't work for me. You know, like I'm like land crazy sometimes, you know, like
I don't know. Every time I see you skate, you landing smooth as fuck.
I appreciate you, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted the Wade DeSarmo like landings, and like I wanted to dress like that. Like I wanted to look like one of those like the Canadian dudes with like the baggy clothes, and like they were so sick to me when I was younger, especially Wade DeSarmo specifically. But it like, I mean, I would go get these giant pants from the thrift store, and like I wouldn't even have a belt because a belt wouldn't keep them up. I'd use like a rope to like keep them on.
Damn.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah, like my first Sponsor Me tape, I looked crazy. Like I remember I had these giant pants on because I wanted to like look like one of those dudes, you know? Like I like was super hyped on that. But the thing is, like,
that's funny.
You can get the clothes, but it doesn't make you skate like them. And it took me like a few years to realize, like, oh, like, fuck, like this will not ever happen, you know?
Was that the only person you was looking up to at the time, or who else?
No, I'm gonna say top 5 favorite skaters. It goes Wade DeSarmo, David Gravett, Eric Costin, Mark Johnson, Mike York.
Damn.
Those are gonna be my top 5. And whenever I explain that to people, they're completely random, you know? Wade DeSarmo, because like I really looked up to his skating when I was younger. David Gravett, because I remember watching And Now, I believe, the Transworld video, and he had my favorite part in that video. You know, I would watch that video every single day. I'd watch his part. Really good 50-50, and I've never been good at like 50-50ing like big rails. So that was like something that I just couldn't relate to, but I'd love to watch it, you know? Like that was like such a good video part. Eric Costin, I mean, that's self-explanatory. He's Costin, you know? I remember watching there was like these VHS tapes, Tony Hawk Trick Tips Volume 1 and 2. Eric Costin was like doing some of the teaching, and from the moment like I saw his 360 flip in there, because that's how I learned a 360 flip, was off of those videos. Yeah, that was one of my favorite skaters. Mark Johnson, I feel like that's another one that's super like self-explanatory.
That's one of my favorite skaters too for a while. Yeah,
man, he's incredible. And then Mike York, like one, because I skated for his brand for a while, and it was a super, super good experience. Like Mike is like the best dude. Shout out Mike York. Like he is awesome dude.
Super nice and humble.
But outside of that, you know, I always really liked his skating. He was another guy that like his 360 flip, like I really liked, you know, like I remember watching him in like Hot Chocolate and Yeah Right. Mouse was a little bit before I started skating, obviously, but Yeah Right and Hot Chocolate like made me really hyped on Mike York.
Yeah, that's fire. I didn't expect those skaters.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not gonna
super
lie.
random, you know, like super random. I guess currently, like people that I've been watching,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna say like Tiago,
Okay.
Yuto.
Yeah.
Who else have I been super hyped on watching? All those Japanese guys in that Lens video. There's a video called Lens 3. There's like 3 different videos.
Okay.
Every part in that video is incredible.
Yeah, the Japanese skaters are going fucking crazy.
Yeah,
bro. They
this
taking over.
it's like
nigga.
it's for sure something special. I was out there. I was in Tokyo to meet my fiance's family about a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Basically exactly a year ago. Yeah, and I went and skated an indoor park. I think it was called Murasaki.
Was that your first time out there?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it was my first time out there. And those dudes out there are insane. It's incredible how talented they are. Like
Just hella consistent too.
it's nuts. It's like I've never seen that many skateboarders in the same place skate at that caliber
Damn.
for that long. It was like 4 hours of like watching like switch front blunts on handrails and like just like it's like nuts. Like I
Did you
couldn't
skate a
believe
lot
it.
out there?
I tried to. Honestly, I didn't feel super good a lot of the time that I was out there because of jet lag.
Yeah.
The jet lag kind of had me on a bad one, and also my diet was super fucked up when I was out there. You know, like I just recently started eating correctly over the last couple months, but like I think I ate 7-Eleven damn near every meal out there. 7-Eleven is a lot different in Japan than it is in America.
In a better way, or
Much better way. The food
Okay.
is like much higher quality. It's real food. Like it's really good, but it's also like I needed fruits and vegetables, and I was
Yeah.
not eating any of that when I was out there. So like I tried to skate a bit, but it was more of a trip to meet my fiance's family and whatnot. So like we hung out on the countryside with them for a little while in
Hell yeah.
a prefecture called Gihu, I think it's called. Yeah, we hung out there for a while. It's beautiful. That was cool. But yeah, I did get to skate street one day. I met some super cool dudes. My fiance actually, she has a homegirl who skates, and she knew some dudes out there, and they like introduced us to each other. We went and filmed. I like filmed a couple clips out there
Fire.
with those dudes. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What was your favorite thing about it out there, skate wise, when it came to street skating?
Just that I haven't been to these spots. You
Was
know?
it like you get kicked out like that? Like
Oh
LA,
yeah,
or-
no, it's
Yeah?
they're on it out there.
Okay.
You gotta like they're on it out there. No, China is a different story. I've been to China as well, and that was like a dedicated skateboarding trip.
Yeah.
That's like a playground for skating. I was in Shenzhen. I forget how you pronounce it, but it's like an amazing city. It's like the architecture there is insane for skating.
Yeah.
Like you skate one block, you see a spot that you saw in a video and you're like, oh shit, that's crazy. But then you skate another block and then you see like 5 other spots that are like also as good or better. You know, like the amount of 10 stairs out there that we found that were like the size of like 7s was
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Fuck.
it was, it was super fun. That's honestly maybe some of the most fun I've ever had in my life was that China trip.
I might be ignorant, but I'm scared as fuck to go to China. I had so many chances, but I don't have my passport.
I was a little scared at first too, just because like, I don't know, I'm like super weird about food. Like I like it's like borderline mental illness, like how like kind of crazy I am about like how food is prepared, whatever.
It's not a bad thing.
I mean, to a certain extent, you know, it keeps me healthy, but it also like drives me nuts. And like, if I speak on it in certain situations, it makes me look insane. But I was a little nervous about like eating out there, you know, because I wasn't sure like where we were going to be staying, or like what like food situation would be around us, you know. But I just sort of like, I was like, this could be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like I was going out there with like a board brand that I skated for at the time, with those dudes, and I was like, I can't let my OCD like control my life. Like I have to go out there no matter what. And there was no like issues whatsoever, you know.
Damn.
Honestly, I ate super good food every meal. Like it was
So you probably be freaking out when you see those Indian street food videos, huh? You know what I'm talking about?
I just think that they're funny.
That shit is disgusting.
Yeah, some of those are pretty gnarly, but I mean, that's just what some people have, you know? Like I can't
hell no.
Truly,
These niggas is not trying.
I can't truly be disgusted by something like that because I'm not in that situation. You know, I understand that like people do things like that because they have to, you know? But like, yeah, some of those videos are pretty hectic. they're hectic, but I can't like get like I want to be like, whoa, that's crazy. But then I'll be like, oh shit, like this is like obviously a situation where somebody's less fortunate than I've ever been. So let me step back for a second, you know?
I don't know, nigga. I've seen a video. I don't want to be too much on this topic, but I've seen a video of a nigga cutting some meat with his toenail. And I'm like, nigga, you don't have to.
I didn't see that.
I've been seeing shit like that.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen no shit like that.
You don't have to. I'm going to send you some of those.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen no shit like that. I just seen like where there's like flies landing like in like smoothies and shit. And it's like,
I get what you mean when it comes down to that. No, I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen super crazy ones like that. Cooking food with his toenails.
So he was cutting. What I saw a bunch of shit. And comment below if y'all seen the shit that I saw. He was like cutting meat with his toenail because it was so sharp.
Jesus,
but it's like you don't need to do that. Get a rock at least if you really ain't got nothing.
I don't even
else.
know how you get your shit that sharp. That reminds me, I had this fucking disgusting coworker at one of my jobs who I worked at this jewelry store in Venice. Oh my god, this girl was a goblin.
Yeah, what way?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. I could go on for hours. There was one day specifically, like she would treat this place like as if it was like her apartment, like where her dwelling, like she like lived here. You know, it was super obnoxious. She would stuff the fridge like full of like bullshit food, and it was already like a mini fridge. You know, it was like that was a horrible work experience working there. Yeah. Fuck. But I remember there was this one day specifically, she brought in a hand blender. You know what a hand blender is, right?
No, what the fuck is that?
Basically, it's like a portable blender that you put into a drink. Like you put the blender into the cup instead of like the drink into the blender. And she would like blend drinks at work. I remember she brought a hand blender to work and there was nowhere to plug it in because like everybody's iPhone was plugged in. So she like set up this blender next to the trash can on the floor and like was like making a smoothie like crisscross applesauce, like legs crossed on the floor next to the trash can with a hand blender. It was so gross.
That's
like
some Venice people shit, nigga.
Yeah, it was
that's some
man
hippie shit. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was gross, man. Like she would do like
you should have been like, ugh.
Oh, I mean, I didn't want to like make anybody uncomfortable, but in hindsight I should have because like a lot of times up there like seems like people went out of their way to make me uncomfortable, you know. But maybe I just don't have it in my DNA to like to do something like that like at my place of work, you know. But yeah, it was really gross. I remember there was another time I came in, there was like the trash can was full of trash and it was like gross shit in the trash. No. And like there was a fan that we were using to cool down the store in the trash can, like on. Like, so it was just blowing trash air. Like,
wait,
I remember.
Why?
Dude, I have no idea. I have photos of all this shit too. Like they would do we had like a 1-person bathroom. They would do all their dishes in the bathroom sink. Like it was so gross.
That's one of the biggest things about me is, you know how you said your OCD with the food shit? That's how I am with dishes, silverware, nigga.
Oh man, you could not have been here for like more than 2 hours. I'm telling you, bro. They would leave bowls with food residue on top of the toilet. Yeah. Like and just leave it in there. And then disgusting. They would like leave like dishes in the bathroom sink, like picture like a public restroom sink with dishes in it, and they're just chilling there. And then I'm like, hey, do you want to move these dishes real quick? I want to wash my hands real quick. And they're like, no, you can just wash your hands on top of the dishes. Like, I'm going to wash the dishes anyways. Like,
it's just still something weird about that. Nasty. Like, I get what they mean, but no.
No, that's nasty, bro.
It is nasty.
That's like, that was awful.
No. Okay. So being a pro skater now and having a job, how is that?
You know, it just takes a lot of like willpower, I guess you could say.
In what ways?
You just have to want to skate, you know, like because you work because you have to. You skate because you enjoy it. I'm lucky enough to like have a little bit of supplemental income off skating, which is sick, you know. But you have to like, it's really easy when you get off of an 8-hour shift to just be like, fuck, like I just want to chill. Like I don't really want to do anything.
That's
but
true.
you have to like, you have to want to, if that makes sense. And if you want to do something, you will make time for it. It's like most days out of the week, I make time to skate, even like with a like kind of a hectic work schedule sometimes, you know? And that's really just because like I love skateboarding, you know?
So that's like just going to the skate park and shit. But what about like
No, I film a
street
lot
clips?
too.
So
I film a lot too during the week.
nighttime mainly? Like skating or what?
Yeah, I've got lights. I've got 2 sets of lights actually. I've got like a generator and like some studio lights, and then I have some LED lights. I've been using the
That's
LEDs
fire.
lately though. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, especially during the winter. Yeah, it's for sure. For me personally, like I'm lighting up spots. Like I'm trying to hit up the homie, see if he can film. Just make sure we're good for that night. And just the big thing is like kind of having something that you want to skate, because if 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hits in the day and I don't have a spot that I want to skate, yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the skate park, because it's pointless for me to drive to Pasadena or the Valley, or even, I mean, sometimes as far as like Irvine, without having an idea in mind, you know.
That's like an hour and a half from where you at, right?
Not an hour and a half, but in traffic it can be that long. Like I remember there was this one time I was skating with Michael Bell. You know Michael, of course. We like went to this spot kind of close to here. It was in Gardena, and we got kicked out. This like security guard tried to run me over, like tried to pepper spray us and shit. So we were like, fuck.
Damn,
like,
nigga, what spot was this?
dude, it was some foundation gap not too far from here. But yeah, we were like, okay, fuck, like there's not really anything we can do. Like either we fight this dude and like we don't gain anything up from it and we still don't get the clip, or we just leave. So we just decided to leave. And then
thinking.
And I still wanted to skate, you know, and the best spot that I could think of was in Irvine. It was like this 3 block at this pool. And so we ended up like driving to Irvine, and it took like an hour and a half to get down there because of traffic.
Did you get the clip?
I did.
Okay, that's good.
I did. It was like on kick out too. Like we were getting kicked out, like crucially getting kicked out. Not as bad as like the dude who was trying to run us over, but it was like pretty obnoxious.
Fuck.
But yeah, I did land it. I'm stoked.
So backtrack a little bit. When did you get to LA again?
I came out here, I believe 2014.
Okay, how old were you at that time?
What was that, 10 years ago? So like 2021. It was young.
Hell yeah. And then when did you meet Ryan and them from Delistatus? Like, how did you get a part of Delistatus?
So I actually met those dudes through my homie in Denver, because he knew them, and we took a road trip out here. And then he basically just introduced me to Chris Harris. We met him at Alondra, and I was a huge fan of Chris Harris's skating, because I had seen him on NKA's channel a bunch of times. Like I never really understood how you could 3-shove down a 10 stair without your board flipping over. Anytime I tried to 3-shove something, my board would flip over, and it was just sketchy.
Chris is crazy good.
Yeah. And like I met him through the homie, and yeah, it's just sort of been history since then, you know. Like skated with him one day at Alondra, and then shortly after that we linked up with like Cedric, rest in peace.
Yeah, RIP.
Skated with him, and then I think that night I met Ryan Rigsby at a spot in Hollywood. Like we skated over there, and then from that point on I basically just like skated with them like super often, you know. It was like super consistent that I was getting out with them, and then it just turned into like I was just skating with those dudes, and they're my homies.
Do you think that helped you help you get better at skating?
Absolutely, because those dudes are so good, you know. It was like sometimes it felt crazy because I was like, damn, I'm allowed to skate with you guys, you know, because they were like so good. Like I would watch like the old Delistatus videos and be like, damn, dude, these California kids fucking rip.
Bro, they had
like,
a different energy. Man, I'm so sad that they don't do that shit no more. Like they used
people
to.
grow up, you know. I mean,
I feel like it stopped too soon though, because like I've been in a couple of the videos and I was like, man, there's something about skating with y'all niggas that make you want to go crazy, bro. It's different.
It's Ryan, dude. Ryan is like the most like positive, encouraging person ever. You know, Ryan is like like how I said, my mom believed in me more than I believed in myself. Ryan will believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Damn, and explain who Ryan is to the people who don't know.
Ryan Rigsby, he filmed the Delistatus videos, filmed and edited, mastermind behind the camera. He's filmed a bunch of music videos and whatnot. I know he's done a bunch of stuff for Natia. Shout out Natia. His music is awesome. If you don't know about Natia, check out Natia on Spotify. So basically, fuck, I forgot where I left off at. Where were we at?
He was super positive.
Oh yeah, he was super encouraging. You know, there's like a lot of times where like we were at spots and I was like ready to throw in the towel, but he's like, dude, like you can do this and you should do this. And I'd be like, fuck, all right. And then a lot of the time, like it would end up working out, you know, but like it took that extra like push a lot of times, you know, and like
instead of him getting angry and shit.
Yeah, no, he was never on that.
That's
he was
fire.
like, he was always super like, actually the opposite of that. Like it was, those are good times, man.
Man, I already know. What's the craziest thing y'all seen on a skate session with Delistatus?
Craziest thing that I saw on a skate session with those dudes. Honestly, I came around kind of late, you know, like I was like, I wasn't there from like the start. So I feel like my experiences and what I saw were never too insane. Like it was always like pretty much just skating and chilling, and like fools would smoke and like they get faded and shit, but nothing like too crazy.
Did they start the nigga? I don't know if you noticed or not, but did they start the J. Cole horrible shit?
I think that they did. Yeah, that was also before like I came around. Yeah. So
that's fucking hilarious, nigga.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They used a photo of me one time to say that, and it was fucking. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
but,
I don't even think I've seen that.
It was some dumb shit. I think Chris made it. All right, but you got to list this. I'm gonna have to ask you this question: who's the top 3 best skaters that was on Delistatus?
Top 3?
Yeah, besides you.
I wouldn't even put myself in that list, honestly, man, because those dudes, Chris Harris, obviously.
Yeah.
Jim Briggs, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And then probably Cedric.
Yeah?
Yeah, Cedric was actually really gnarly.
Fuck.
Like, yeah, Chris Harris, Jim Briggs, and Cedric, I'm going to say.
Yeah. Why did everybody stop filming with each other?
Just people get older and life starts changing. You know, like you can move to a city that your best friend also lives in, but you guys don't ever see each other because just you're on different paths at this point. I think that's a lot of what happened. You know, it's not so much that people grew apart, or maybe they did, but like I feel like there's like kind of like a negative connotation around that statement when people say we grew apart. I don't think it was so much that everybody grew apart. I just think that everybody had their own life to live.
That's true, because me and Chris Harris were best friends.
Yeah,
like childhood best friends.
Yeah,
man.
I used to watch you guys on YouTube when I was younger.
Yeah, appreciate that. But we didn't have no falling off or nothing. We just two different lives
just
and shit.
Two different parallels, you know.
I gotta get him on the podcast so we can speak. We got some stories.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be down.
So you got hopefully I don't say this word wrong. Arthritis, right?
Yeah, it's fucked.
I be saying shit stupid. That's why I had to ask if I said it right.
Yeah.
You got that shit in your foot?
Yeah, I've got it in my big toe on my right foot.
God damn, how long has
and
that
I'm
been
also
there?
like developing it in my knees as well.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as bad in my knees. I I fucked up my foot when I was 16, turning 17. I like tried to ollie this like 21 stair sized gap.
Wait. Damn. Why?
Yeah, I used to jump a lot when I was younger. Like it's like kind of crazy. Like if you would have told me back then that I would know how to fakie manual in 2024, I wouldn't believe it because I never knew how to do that trick. I mean, I always did manuals when I was younger, but I was more of like a jumper. Like I really liked skating like big stairs and like big-ish gaps and whatnot. But this one specifically, it was big. It was huge for me. And I was there like, man, that day sucked. I was there like, I remember the filmer, like this was around the time people just started filming skating on DSLRs.
Oh, okay.
And I remember one of the filmers was like trying to film this like fisheye like DSLR, and it was just looking so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, dude. Like,
ain't nothing worse than that, like knowing you'll do something crazy, but the filmer sucks.
Yeah. And then there was a dude across the street with an HVX though. And he was also filming, but I don't know, it was stressing me out, the dude with the DSLR.
I know that feeling.
So I'm like jumping down it. I like jump down it a bunch of times, kick out, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. Like it's not like, it doesn't feel like my spine is gonna fucking explode when I hit the ground. So I was like,
surprised.
It's whatever. But then there's one try where I almost commit, and I kick out a little too late, and I like land on my toes, and I feel my big toe bend back a little too far.
No.
And I was like, fuck, that hurt. And I didn't think it was broken or anything. I just thought that I like sprained my toe and like I had to chill for a little bit. But then like we didn't skate. I remember after I tried it, one of the dudes who I was skating with told me like, dude, your toe is like 2% of you. Like you should get up and try it again. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
That would have pissed me off.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed. But I don't really like getting into arguments over stupid shit like that. So I was just like, because like that's like, it felt like a little disrespectful at that point. I was like, dude, I'm like hurt.
No,
like,
yeah, it is disrespectful. Chill. It is
but
dumb.
Also I didn't want any like stupid unnecessary drama on the spot because I could tell that's where it was headed. So I just sort of just shook it off, like shrugged whatever the fuck he said off, and I was like, all right, dude, like, nah, I can't skate. And I went home and I chilled for like a week, and then I was back to skating, and it still hurt, but I didn't know that it was fractured at the time. Then kept skating. There's a little bit of like residual pain there. It probably almost healed and was okay. But then that Halloween, I was at the homie's house, and for some reason, we just all had BB guns when I was younger. Like we all had airsoft guns for some reason. I don't know why, but we all had them, and we
used to be
like
scared of those
just
things.
sneak attack each other and shit.
That's why I was scared of them.
Yeah, and
like, yeah.
I was at the homie's crib, and it's Halloween, and I forgot what happened, but I come around the corner like in this apartment complex, and one of the bros is just there with this fucking chunky ass like CO2 airsoft pistol.
No.
There's no BBs in it, but I didn't know that at the time. And I just hear, like, I turn around and start running out of here. I'm like, fuck, like he got no aim, like he did not hit me. But when I'm running away, I try to step up this curb, but it's dark and the curb is a little high. So I kicked the curb with my toe that was already fucked up. And then I was like re-injured it all crazy. And then since then it's just been fucked. I got an X-ray like maybe 5 years after that, and they were like, yeah, like you have arthritis in this, man. Like this shit was fractured like pretty crazy and then just healed. And like it healed incorrectly. So if you want it to like operate properly, like you're gonna need surgery basically. And I've spoke to a bunch of surgeons and whatnot, but the thing is like I've sort of just learned to live with it. You know, like I love skateboarding more than I hate how much it hurts. So it's just whatever at this point. I'll get it fixed eventually, but for right now, especially now that I don't really like I'm not really super into skating like between 11 and 13 stairs anymore. It's not really like a super big deal, you know?
That's crazy. You can skate stairs and your tech is fuck, nigga.
Shit, I'm glad it looks like that. I'll be feeling trash.
Bro, I'm gonna have to show clips on this shit while we talking, bro.
Sometimes I feel like I'm grasping at straws with some of these tricks that I'm trying.
Bro, I don't even skate like that no more. And there's been times I would show off your clips on
Oh,
Instagram.
dude, thank you.
I'm not lying.
I
nigga.
appreciate you, man.
And then the fact that Method, the nigga that mixes the podcast, you know Method.
Yeah.
This nigga already knew about you and shit.
Crazy, really?
Yeah, he already knew about you ahead of time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Before y'all met and all that. Okay. So how did you get sponsored by, how did you end up on Powell?
So that was a super interesting situation. You know, it was kind of, I actually chilled on the idea of doing it for like over a year. So at the time I skated for, well, hold on, let me back up a little bit.
Yeah,
I was skating for a brand called Roller Horror, which is Mike York's brand, and it was a super sick brand. It was a lot of fun. This was around the time that I was skating Westchester every single night. I skated Westchester every night for like 4 years straight, I remember.
Do you still skate it every night ish?
No, not really, man, because it's like nobody that I skate with a lot like really goes up there anymore, and it's just like, I don't know. It's still a fun park, obviously, but it's not the same as it was when like I was going up there. Like it's like I don't really see too many people that I know, and like I've kind of, as I got older, I found out that I really like skating with people that I'm friends with. You know, when I was a lot younger, like I could just go skate, you know, like it was whatever. I'll skate by myself, like I'll whatever, and I still will, but I prefer to like definitely skate with the bros, especially at the skate park.
Of course.
So around that time that I was skating Westchester every day after work, there was a dude up there. And I guess it was the Powell team manager. His name is DeVille. And he asked me, he was like, "Yo, are you getting boards from anybody?" And oh wait, no, actually that's not what happened. Let me back up a little bit. I'm skating, and he asked me if I have any street footage, and I was like, yeah, I've like got a couple parts online or whatever. Like I didn't really think too much of it because I didn't know who the guy was when he like was talking to me, but I saw he had a Powell board, so I figured he might be Powell affiliated or maybe just like super into Powell or something like that. But he was like, "Yo, do you have street footage?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Let me see a link." And I was like, "Well, this is like kind of strange. Like, like what in the world?" All right.
Right then and there.
So I just told him to go on YouTube and just type in Ramshackle Spencer Semien. That was a video part that I had. Ramshackle was another really sick board brand that I skated for. Shouts out to Tin Bum. Without Tin Bum is he was the team manager of that brand, and he has done a lot for me. That's the dude who I went to China with on that trip.
Fire.
One of the super good homies. But yeah, I told him to look up that part on YouTube, and he did, and then I kept skating, and then he was like, "Do you want to come skate with Scott DeCenzo and I and somebody else?" I forgot who else he said. I was like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, I'm getting boards from Roller Horror right now, but like I'm down to come skate with you guys. Like I didn't intend on jumping ship right then. Like I just wanted to go skate. And so I went out with him that weekend. I think I filmed a couple clips with him actually on his camera. I think I filmed a couple clips with him that weekend, but it didn't feel right. Like it was time for me to just jump ship, especially because I felt like super loyal to Mike's brand. We had skated a lot, you know. Me, the homie Dobby, Mike York, like we were skating all the time, especially Stoner. We were skating with each other. So I was like, yeah, it's not really the time for me to like do that type of thing, you know. So I just kept it on the back burner for a while, and then a year passed, and it seemed like there were like some monetary issues going on with the brand or whatever. And like for me personally, like I just want to skate, you know, like I just don't want to have to pay for boards, because like it can get kind of pricey, especially with the skating that I was doing back then. I was doing a lot of jumping back then. You chip your shit first day sometimes. So it didn't make sense for me to drive an hour to pick up 2 boards that I could break in the same session, like that day, which has happened before with like other brands, other boards, you know. Like I remember I broke like 3 eBay boards in a day one time.
Damn.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Damn.
So it just it started to like not make sense for me, if that makes sense. And he was always like, Mike was always super encouraging. He was like, yo, if you find another situation where you find a new home and they can support you, do it. You
That's
know,
some real nigga shit.
Yeah, it was super sick.
That's really
and
smart.
One day I was at work and it just like sort of dawned on me because I needed a new board. I was like, I'm gonna go to pharmacy real quick because I don't feel like driving all the way to West LA to pick up a board today. Because it would have been like a 2-hour trip between going to Santa Monica and then setting up my board and then going to Westchester and then maybe I was gonna skate street after that. So I just went to pharmacy and bought a board. I remember. And I like had an epiphany that day. It was like, dude, like, you should probably hit up DeVille and like ask if you can come skate again. So I wasn't sure how like to phrase it. I was like, should I just ask him if like I could get boards? Like, no, that's weird. Like, ask if you can go skate. So I just hit him up. I was like, hey, are you guys skating this weekend? Can I come out? He was like, yeah, come through. So I linked up with him that weekend, skated with them. I think I actually filmed 2 clips that weekend, or that Saturday. And one of them I was actually super stoked on. I like late shoved this big bump to bar in Palms. And
a bump to bar, late shove it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one, it just sort of makes sense. You know, if you can do the ollie, you can do the late shove.
I'm scared to jump over bump to bars. I never did it. I did it one time. Let's cut your story off. Phoenix Am, and I hit somebody, and then somebody put their ass on my face. Jumping over. Yeah, I fucking hate that shit. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, you had an experience. But yeah, I like filmed some clips with him that day. That late shove specifically stands out in my mind.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I was basically just like, yo, like if you don't ask, you'll never know. So I was like, dude, is there any way that I could try some boards, like just to try them? He was like, yeah, just on the spot. Gave me 3 boards.
That's a smart way to ask too.
I mean,
that was smooth.
I just don't want to be weird, you know, because like,
yeah, that's smooth though.
I've been around like people where they like kind of blew it, like just doing too much at the same time, and I never like I don't want to put somebody in a weird situation where they have to tell me no and it's uncomfortable for them, and also I don't want to be on the other end of that where it's like you just made yourself look like a fucking dumbass. Yeah, you know. So like,
I was that nigga asking everybody. Nigga got so many no's. I'm like, bro.
You were younger, also. You know,
yeah, but I was
as an adult, it's like it's weird.
Nah,
I feel like when you're young, it's whatever. There's quite a bit of leeway with like doing socially like awkward things, you know, because you're learning, you know. And I knew better, so that's what I decided to do was better than what I would have done 10 years before that. So I was basically like, could I try some boards? And he was like, just gave me 3 boards to try.
That's fire. Yeah,
it was sick. I set one up, skated it. It was a kind of an adjustment process because I was used to skating different brands. But then I hit him up when I got home and I was like, yo, like, I called him and I was like, yo, like, I just cruised around on the board, did a couple tricks. Like, how do I like get on the program? You know, like, what do I need to do to like to get on the team, or like to like even be flow, or like where do we start? And are you down to start even, you know? And he was like, yeah, like I really like your skating is what he told me. And he was like, here's what we'll do. You're going to send over an email and ask for a box, and we need to get out and shoot an ad for you so that I can put you on the team. Because that's like their whole initiation process, I guess. That's is fire. You have to shoot an ad before you're on the team, or put out a part like on some sort of publication, I imagine. And I was like, okay, I need to think of a fucking trick that I can try. So it took me a bit to think of something. Eventually it worked out. But I remember I sent the email for the box. Dude, they sent me 8 boards in that box.
Damn.
And a bunch of clothes. I was like, whoa, what in the world? I was so taken back. I was like,
damn.
Dude, like, this is crazy. Oh, I missed the part. I also called Mike York after I spoke with DeVille and basically told him, like, yo, like, Powell says that they're down to like support me. They're like down to give me boards, and it like, I mean, the dude gave me 3 boards on the spot today, and grip tape and like bearings and like a bunch of stickers and stuff. So I was like, this like doesn't make sense for me not to do this, and he was completely understanding of it. That's like so fully. Cool. Yeah. It was super cool. I just saw him yesterday at Stoner actually. He's doing good.
Oh yeah, that's good to know.
But yeah, so I got my first box.
8 boards, which is fucking ridiculous. Nigga.
Yeah,
I cried when I got 2 boards.
I was so taken back. I was like, dude, this is like what skating for like a bigger brand is like. This is crazy. 8 boards, and then I think they sent me 2 reissues too. So I think it was like 10 boards total actually.
And was that not to go too fast forward or whatever, but let me open this damn shit. Was that anytime you want it? Like if they were done, you just send them up again?
Yeah, pretty much. They have been extremely supportive of me over the years with skateboards and product. Anytime I need product, but I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is like actually insane. Let's do this, you know? And then
that's fucking fire.
So at that point I was flow, and I wanted to be am, but I mean at the time and even currently, like I don't know if there's like if am is am a thing anymore? Like I don't know. I feel like
nigga, I don't know shit no more. People teasing me in the damn comments.
Well, I ask because there's a lot of people like seemingly like they skate for a brand, not like officially like on like they're introduced as an am or something like that, but then they're pro, you know?
To me, what I knew am was niggas was getting paid a little bit. They was or at least officially on the team.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess technically there for sure is still an am, but at the time I was confused because it was like skateboarding was really shifting at that time because of social media, you know? Like, so I didn't know like...
Which we go talk about that afterwards.
For sure. I didn't know like whether I'd be considered am or like whether like I had just moved up in the program or what. But basically all I knew was that in order to move to the next step, I needed to shoot an ad. I remember I had done a pretty big kickflip on the promenade on this flat gap with Michael Bell like a few months prior to that. And it's like, this is the biggest kickflip I've ever done actually.
The Santa Monica promenade?
Yeah, it's like a very big flat gap on the promenade.
Is it the fucking street?
Yeah.
The actual street?
Yeah. It's like... it's
you know where the Nike store is at, and then...
I don't know like geographically where the stores are there, but there's like sidewalk, and then street, and then more sidewalk. But the sidewalk on the other side is an island. It was like an ice cream shop or something at the time. But it's really big. It's like... It's for sure bigger than like a car's width, like significantly. And I had kickflipped it with Michael all late at night one night randomly. And I was like, damn, that could be a good photo. So I like showed him the clip. He was like, yeah, we should shoot that. I'll send this clip to the brand manager, see if he says that we should shoot it. We got the okay. We went there. It was miserable.
Why?
Because shooting a photo that you've already done the trick for is so hard.
I bet.
Because like, one, I'm like kind of like lazy when it comes to a lot of shit. So I'm like, let me just catch one. Let me just catch one. Let's catch a good one. But the thing is so big that it's like, if you catch one, you might as well just put it down because it's like.
Did you have the same clothes on?
No, I didn't.
No.
But he said that didn't really matter. Okay. So I was like, whatever. So we shot the photo, and it took like 2 hours to like get the shot that we wanted. But it ended up, that was my first ad in like a magazine ever. And then they introduced me to the team. And then it's just sort of been history since then, you know? So that's basically the timeline of like, well, not the whole timeline, because obviously there's like the going pro aspect as well. But that was like my introduction to Powell Peralta, pretty much.
That's fucking fire, nigga. I did not know any of that.
Yeah, that was a good era of my life. You know, they say that like, you don't realize like the journey was actually like the gift until like you get to the end of the journey, you know?
Yeah.
And like looking back at that those were like some really fucking good times. Like that was a lot of fun.
Sounds like the dream.
It was. I mean, it was and still is, you know. I still definitely love skating just as much as I did then and as ever.
Yeah. So look, you be on social media going stupid with these skate clips, nigga. Like,
thanks.
Crazy, bro. I'm not just saying it.
I appreciate you.
But I think we spoke about this before, but are you scared to be internet famous?
I mean, I don't particularly want people to have a window into my life, if that makes sense.
Explain.
I don't know. Like, I just like physically skating. Like,
Okay.
it's like, I really like physically skating. If it wasn't for like social media helping me or whatever, then I don't know if I would like post super often, you know? Just because I'm not really I'm not afraid of it, but I don't want to be like famous by any means. You know, it took me kind of a while to realize that, but
That's
like
cool.
just being like a super normal, just like bystander is sick to me. You know, like
That's fire.
like kind of I'd rather admire somebody who is like a public figure or something like that than be the public figure, if that makes sense. Like I mean, obviously that sounds like maybe a little hypocritical because I post a lot on Instagram, but I post so much just because I'm kind of addicted to filming.
Yeah,
You know,
it's just
like
skate clips and shit. You're not
yeah,
really,
like I'm like
there's a time we was doing a game of skates, a drunk game of skates, remember? And I'd always be at Westchester.
Yeah.
And you would be there interested and admiring, you know, what we doing and shit. But I would ask you to always host it or whatever or do shit like that. And you'd be like, nah, you know, I kind of want to be
yeah,
just only skating.
Yeah,
and I was like, I respected it.
Yeah, I just like to fall back and I like to
Yeah.
watch, honestly. You know, like I'm like more of a spectator than like somebody who wants to be in the arena. You know, like I like obviously like I skate and I do have like a small platform on Instagram or whatever, so I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to sound hypocritical because I do post like pretty often, but again, a lot of that goes back to like I'm addicted to filming, whether it's on my phone at the skate park or like trying to film for a video part or something like that. It's like really an addiction that I've developed, and I've kind of found that filming and posting on Instagram has made me better at skating because when you're filming a clip on your iPhone, you have more incentive to land it. Like I remember being younger, like skating Denver Park or skating Trails Park, the park I grew up at. I'd be trying something that was really hard for me, and like I would try it for like 30 minutes tops, but like I would just get over it because like whatever, like I'll try it another day. You know, when somebody's filming you and you've already gotten close, like it's like, and you have somewhere to like to post it to where it can be a memory and like you can look back on it one day.
And your sponsors can see it.
I mean that too, but it's more like just for me to be stoked on like, damn, I did that and I can't believe that I did that. You know, that's it's a good feeling and it gives me incentive to like keep trying. Like I guess the last trick I tried at Stoner, I did like a nollie shove it nose grind back 180 on the stage. I don't think that if I wasn't filming on an iPhone that I could have been able to commit to that, if that makes sense. Like, so for me, like
I feel like it's a lot for a lot of people too.
I mean, I feel like it kind of sounds lame, like, oh, why do you need a camera to skate or whatever? But like, for me, truthfully, it does help knowing that like I'll be able to watch it again. You know, like
just the age we live in too, the time that we live in. It's just like it goes hand in hand.
It definitely, like, for sure helps me like learn new tricks, because I mean I got fucking smoked a try before the one that I landed. Like I got really bodied, probably the hardest I've fallen in like no, not the hardest I've fallen in a year or two, because I got really bodied about a year ago.
Damn.
But I slammed, you know, and I feel like if I wasn't like filming it, I probably would have just been like, all right, dude, I'm about to go home, you know. But like I like the fact that I had the slam like on footage, like it made me want to like keep trying, you know,
which is a blessing. It's a big time blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
Get the motherfucking tricks. All right, we about to wrap it up. I do want to ask a couple more questions though.
Okay.
You still doing music?
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, not even a little bit, a lot of bit. I record all the time, but I don't ever release anything just because I don't know. I'm like
record at your house?
Yeah, all the time. I'm like super like kind of self-conscious about my music. Some of it I'm like, damn, this is hard. But other times I'm like, whatever. But I mean, mostly as of lately, it's just diss tracks on my ex-coworkers.
You was telling me that on the phone.
I'm telling you, I've worked with the worst of the worst. You know, like
your ex-coworkers are the ones now?
No, the people that I work with now are completely solid. Everybody is great. It like, honestly, this is the only like healthy work environment I've ever been in. It got to the point where I was like questioning whether I was the problem or not at these places I was working at, because I was like, I can't, like, this can't be normal.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff cannot be normal. You know, I worked at a beauty salon. I was like managing a sales team at a beauty salon for a few months, and some of the stuff that went on there was like I was like, this can't be normal. And how am I the only one standing up and like saying that this is not okay? Like, I remember the owner of the company would try to like bully people at the company or whatever, and like,
damn.
it was crazy. It was crazy, bro. Like,
I can't have no job, nigga.
I feel you. Like, me, like, having like been bullied before or whatever, and like, just, I don't know, I have like, I'm pretty quick when it comes to like saying something if like something is not right, you know? Like, I remember specifically there was this one time that like this lady like started trying to bully this girl that we were working with. It was my coworker, and I don't really fuck with that girl at all, like at all. But I also
getting bullied.
Yeah, but I also knew that like this is not okay, like especially for the work environment. So I said something, and it was like everybody in the room was like, why would you press the issue on that? Like, why would you like? It was like she was bummed that I defended her, and I was like, fuck you guys, and like fucking, I'm standing up for you after she just disrespected you because you wouldn't stand up for yourself.
Pussy
and now like and now like you're still like taking her side, which is sneak dissing you. This is crazy to me, you know? And that's like, honestly, that's like a very minor like offense that happened there. There's shit that I can't even really talk about on here that happened there.
I feel that. But you'll make diss tracks on them. You be that mad.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you just go home and
the lady was so dumb that she I remember this one time I made this song called Padlock, where it's basically, it talks about how my boss was so stupid she couldn't close a padlock, because that literally happened. Like, we rented a storage unit.
I wish I could play these songs, nigga.
I mean, I'll send them to you. You could play it at the end or some shit like that. But because I do think that one is hard.
Is it YouTube beats that you record on?
Yeah, they're probably all YouTube beats.
Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted. Fuck.
I feel you. But basically, I just made a song about how dumb she was for not being able to close a padlock. I mean, you could hand a toddler a padlock. He doesn't even know what it is, and he's just gonna close it. You know, I remember we got this storage unit, and she was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to come to the storage unit with me and show me how to close the lock." I was like, "Close the lock like a padlock? Like, you want me to show you how to close a padlock?" What in
YouTube it if you really can't figure that easy ass shit out.
I was like, this is absurd. And it was so dumb that it like kind of pissed me off. I mean, that was like,
so you made a diss track.
Yeah, that's not the only reason that I made the song.
That's hilarious.
But that's one of the events that transpired up there where it was like, okay, this is like, I don't even know how this business is being ran. Like, how is this shit being run? This is like a 16-year-old that was given like $500,000 and told to start a business, and this is what she's trying to do.
Created.
Yeah, it was like, and I mean, it's not just because she couldn't close the lock that I made the song. There was like,
but that's just one dumbass example.
There's like I said, there's shit that happened in there that I can't even really talk about because it's extremely controversial. And it was a hectic place to work. So eventually one day I was just like, yo, like, I was fed up one day. I was like, hey, I'm putting my 2 weeks in a day. And that was basically it.
I feel you on the job shit. I had, I think, 2 jobs in my life. Each was only for like a week or two. First one was a telemarketing job.
Oh, yeah, they'll get you in LA with those. That's the easiest job to get in Los Angeles. And they'll disguise it as a marketing assistant or something like that.
I fucking hated it. I wasn't doing a good job at all. I was just pranking the people on the phone. I swear they just want people in there to get paid for that or something. They didn't really care if you did a good job. It was weird. And I told them, like, I'm quitting because my first check was only like $180 in 2 weeks, and I was sad.
Damn.
It was, I don't know what the fuck that was about. But the boss wouldn't let me leave. She was begging me to stay. She offered me her daughter. She was like, you could date my daughter. It was weird.
What in the world?
I am not lying, nigga.
That sounds kind of scary.
Then she pointed at her daughter that worked there, and she's like, my other daughter looked better than her. I'm like, nigga, you. Like,
wow.
What? Bro, I am not lying, nigga. That's my experience with job.
Yeah, that sounds so weird. So
That's fucked up.
I've never experienced something like that. That's fucking weird, dude.
And then the second time I quit the job, it was me and Jarrell. We had a factory job. We trying to hustle and shit, you feel me? Skateboarding wasn't paying shit. I'm gonna keep the story short, but you have to cut like plastic, like this chair I got, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would like the plastic would come out on the bottom and you have to trim the sides of it or whatever.
Oh, got you.
A lot of shit like that. And they was just firing people who weren't doing a good job. And for 8 hours straight, I was just going in, nigga, just rapping to myself and just going in. And they fired Jarrell because he didn't do a good enough job, and they kept me. And I was like, okay, whatever, I guess that's a good thing. And then I asked the manager of my team, I was like, how can I get to the next step? This nigga looked at me in the eyes and was like, my job is the next step, and I ain't going nowhere unless you kill me.
Ah, the good old glass ceiling.
Because he's a fucking a nigga that got out of prison and shit. I was just thinking, I was like, oh man, fuck all this shit, nigga.
Nah, I feel you.
I'm gonna go hard on what I want to go hard on. Hold on.
What up, Method? What's up, dog? How you doing?
It's a nigga who engineers this shit, as I keep saying.
Yeah, that's super discouraging, I would say. Somebody tells you, like, yeah, this is basically a dead end.
Yeah.
You pretty much come here to die.
So. I was scared. But anyways, yeah. Last question. What's the future looking like for you? What's next? What's going on?
I mean, I don't know.
Damn. He said, I'm just going with the flow.
I mean, I'm getting married. That's
When
like,
are you getting married?
I'm supposed to get married in August.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been engaged for a little while.
Are you gonna drink that day?
No, definitely
Still
not. Yeah, maybe I'll have some water or something, you know?
This nigga said, I don't give a fuck. I'm still not doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna drink.
Yeah.
Skating wise, I don't know. I just sort of, I mean, I'm sure I'll have like a couple video parts or something. Like I've got a couple parts that I'm working on right now, trying to wrap up.
A couple at the same time?
Yeah, I actually just finished one. I'm not sure where it's going to be hosted or like what's going to happen with it, but I just finished the part. I'm working on another one right now. I've got a video part coming out in a project called Skate Juice 4 in San Diego on June 7th.
Okay.
I want to say. Yeah, I've got some footage dropping like in about a month, I'd say.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, just filming a bunch. But as far as like where I see myself, dude, I have no idea. I hope that I'm just still enjoying myself.
I feel like you will. But that's fire. Well, shit. Thanks for coming over here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to leave all his information in the description, y'all. So his Instagram, whatever else, up in there. And yeah, 111. Thanks for watching the Beautiful Day podcast. We also got the vlog channel in the description. And I'm going stupid in this motherfucker. I'm dropping highlight clips on this channel too. So y'all can watch those if y'all don't want to watch the whole thing. Give us a like and subscribe. 111.